salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Today we talking about Keyshawn Davis versus Abdullah Mason, or not. Because Keyshawn Davis, he had that smoke, but then he forgot that smoke. He don't really want that Abdullah Mason smoke, but it's all good. Salute to the AMC FSG gang. Come through every day to support me and Key Alexandra every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we drop hot boxing talk. And I want to give a shout out to two members of the AMC FSG gang that keeps this channel up. And that's Mr. Altruistic and Miss Arena. Both of them have supported the channel, and both of them are great members, and they help keep this channel going. I greatly appreciate all the contributions that you two both come through with.
I'm innocent. I ain't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is my side of the story. I can't tell no other story. I'm innocent. And Mama, I love you. P.O.P.
AMC FSG.
All the time. Right, these all good people, boy, baby.
Hottest lightweight right now is Abdullah Mason.
Fire.
Man, fuck all that. I mean, y'all gonna piss me off with that, but fuck all that. This is what I gotta say. Bro fighting 126 pounders, y'all fucking praising him. Like, fuck, stop playing, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's his step up. He fighting 126 pounders, bro. Come on, bro. Stop playing. But Abdullah, the nigga came from 126 to fight Abdullah, bro. Yeah, do y'all read?
No, I ain't mean to offend you. You in the top. You in the top.
Nah. I don't even want to talk about Abdullah. This is what I gotta say about the me Tank and the experience shit. This why I really kind of also put myself in the mix. Before Tank fought Frank. Matter of fact, now I'm up here, I'm gonna address this one thing that been bothering me. I ain't gonna lie. Mill City, last time I was on live with y'all brought up Abdullah Mason, right?
Why,
now, and I said,
why you not fighting him? Right? Why you not fighting him?
I'm gonna take that. I was
why
hyped
you not
up,
fighting him?
like how this whole head is right now. I was hyped up and shit. So that shit just came out on some aggressive shit. But I fought with Abdullah. I love Abdullah. You know what I'm saying? I got love for him. But we ain't friends though. Like, we're not friends. So I ain't really take back what I said. I just felt like it just came out in a I could have said it in a different manner. You know what I'm saying? So what I said, Abdullah, like, you know, we cool. I told you backstage, we gonna fight one day. I looked you dead in your eyes. That's that video when we dapped up and y'all see us hugging and shit. I told him in his ear, nigga, we gonna fight one day. And I looked at him.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? So I take that back. You a hell of a fighter. Like, you a hell of a fighter.
Like I said, he's scared to fight.
Y'all had me hyped up that day. You know what I mean? Y'all had me hyped, and that shit just came out. So he a hell of a fighter though. Like nothing towards him at all, bro. But I mean, we ain't friends. Like, I'm not in here to be nobody's friends neither though. So it is what it is type shit.
Did he answer when they fighting? I didn't hear that part, y'all. I heard about friends.
Now between me, you.
Keyshawn Davis likes to call himself the businessman, but he don't never stand on business. He really ain't about business. He really ain't about that smoke. And if you see, every time he's in a fight with somebody, he's actually struggling. Like, he separates himself from D-class fighters, but the few C-class that he been up with, he hasn't been able to get him up out of there. And one thing about Keyshawn, he thinks he has power that he doesn't have, and he likes to sit back and look at his work, but he tries to take people out with one-shot power. He doesn't have that. He's confused himself, and he feels like that he has one-shot knockout power, and he doesn't have that. No, he doesn't. You might have accumulation power against certain people, but we haven't seen him in there with nobody that's at least B-class. We haven't. And I'm going to tell you like this. Keyshawn, this is not his first time saying something, then backtracking. Now, I remember when he was calling out Frank Martin before. He was talking all that smoke that he wanted, talking about he on a fast track and everything. And then as soon as he got pressed, the first thing he says, why you on me? I only got 8 fights. Why you trying to press up on me? See, that's one thing about Keyshawn I can't stand. He say he business, he say he about that action, but he throws rocks and hides his hand. That's what he does. When somebody start to press down on him and call his bluff, then he wants to change his tune. And the crazy thing about it, he's like most of the top-ranked fighters. Like when Crawford used to attach himself to Earl Spence, like when Pacquiao attached himself to Floyd Mayweather, and now he's up here clout chasing the great Gervonta Tank Davis, him and Shakur both. And it's funny because they're clout chasing, they'll call out stuff, and then when you start to call them on it, then they fall back. But they trying to ride the wave, He was calling out Frank Martin because Frank Martin was getting notoriety. He's trying to ride the wave of Frank. And then, you know, Tank Davis is the hottest thing in boxing right now, so he tried to ride that wave. So now Abdullah Mason is the future. He's a future S-class fighter. Yes, this man has everything. He has speed, he has power, he has timing, he has great footwork, very fast hands, and he has great boxing knowledge. And not only that, the man is 20 years old. He hasn't even reached the pinnacle of his grown man strength, which will come in the next 2-3 years. So imagine how he's going to be knocking people out then. Keyshawn Davis, he sees that people are hype on Abdullah. He sees people saying that he's the next best thing. And people got eyes. We see what it is. We see Abdullah's the goods. Like the people that Keyshawn fought and went the distance with, Abdullah would have stopped them. Yes. And so Keyshawn sitting there saying that, but Abdullah Mason has 14 fights with 12 knockouts. While Keyshawn Davis has 11 fights with 7 knockouts. So, yeah, well, 12 fights with 7 knockouts, if I'm mistaken. But, yeah, and he struggled with people that he shouldn't have struggled with. But that's like Shakur Stevenson. He can't stand to see people praise Tank. And Tank set the bar so high for everybody. So, you know, it's jealousy. And it's crazy because they have jealousy against people that they see are clearly better. And if Keyshawn Davis and Abdullah Mason was to get in that ring together right now, Abdullah Mason would stop that man inside of 6 rounds. Keyshawn Davis, what I've seen, he's not that good at inside fighting. Like, his outside movement is decent, but he has a lot of gaps that he needs to fulfill. And he gets mad when people brings up Andy Cruz. Yes, Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz only has 3 fights under his belt in the pros, and he's been calling Keyshawn Davis' name. Now, Keyshawn, you say you the businessman and you stand on business. That's who you need to go after, Andy Cruz, because that man has stopped you from receiving a gold medal. Not once, but twice. The man is 4-0 versus you. He even called you his son. He said he's your daddy. Now, if you standing on business, ain't no man gonna sit there and tell me that they're my daddy and call me their son. And then you sit there and you say that you standing on business. Abdullah Mason would obliterate that man in the ring. And he knows that. And he realized that he's on the same level and on the same team and has the same promoter as Abdullah Mason. So, yeah, he might have lashed out and said things in spite, like because he was mad and everything. But when he thinks about it, Abdullah Mason will destroy Keyshawn Davis. And Keyshawn Davis know they're on the same record label and they have the same promoter. And they know that Bob Arum will put them in the ring together and he will obliterate that man. He will stop Keyshawn and send him back to the drawing board. And Keyshawn Davis is not ready to take a loss that early in his career. No. They got plans for him and they want him to succeed. But if he goes against Abdullah Mason, he's going to have to start back from the drawing board. Let me put it like this. Keyshawn Davis is a good fighter, and he has a chance to be very good. But he doesn't have a chance to be great. He doesn't have one-stop power. His speed is decent. Keyshawn Davis is, like I said, has a chance to be like a Corey Spinks or, you know, like a Devin Haney. Like, he has a chance to maybe, if he hones his skills up, he could be at least a Winky Wright. Right? Abdullah Mason, he's S-class, right? Keyshawn has a chance to be a A-class fighter. Abdullah Mason, S-class all the way. You can see it. Maybe even double S, the dreaded double S. Yes, legendary. He has all the makings of being an all-time great, like a Sugar Ray Leonard. The man has the speed, the footwork. He has the power. Yes, he has one-stop power. He has accumulation power. He has great punch placement. Abdullah Mason is a talent that you see is generational. Like, when we say we have good talent, then you have that generational talent. Abdullah Mason, he falls into the outliers of there. He's not the type of fighter that you see all the time. He's like a Michael Jordan or LeBron James, you know, an athlete that comes around every once in a while. Like, we got Tank for one generation, then, okay, this generation we got Abdullah Mason because, yes, and this is just his first weight class. Like I said, the man is 20 years old. We haven't even seen him scratch the surface of his potential. And yes, the man is 14-0, 12 knockouts. He beat Benjamin Gourmet, who was 8-0. And yes, Keyshawn Davis talking about the fighter that Abdullah Mason fought that was 126. Yes, that fighter was 26. He was 126 4 years ago. The fighter was 126 back in 2020. And his last 2 fights was at 140. So the fighter has dropped down to 135. So Abdullah didn't bring the guy up. The guy actually was at a higher weight. And see, that's what people do. When the truth don't work and the hating don't work, then they start going back and telling lies. But like I said, we always see Keyshawn backtrack when the heat gets hot and the smoke gets thick, because Bob Arum, he's a showman, he's a promoter, and he got 2 young lions, and eventually you're gonna have to coal out the wheat, and you're gonna have to let them boys mix it up. And he told Keyshawn, well, hey, you want to mix it up? Because that would be a big fight for both of them. Hey, that's a main event right there. And that'll make or break either one of them. Abdullah Mason beating Keyshawn Davis, that'll do something to his stock. It'll raise it a little bit. But Keyshawn Davis beating Abdullah Mason, that'll put him into a whole different stratosphere. So, Abdullah is a bigger ticket, and his loss would do more for Keyshawn than Keyshawn loss would do for Abdullah Mason. But Keyshawn, stay in your lane, bro. And if you're going to stand on something, stand on business. Don't sit there and get mad, lash out, and throw rocks and then hide your hand when that heat come. You're doing it too many times. So you say your name's the businessman, I'm going to call you the janky promoter, because that's what you're doing. You're not standing on business, and everything you do is janky. Hey, if you're still here, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Come through at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get that good boxing talk, AMC, FSG, and we out.